So this is my first time back into this neighborhood since my mother passed. So a route I took quite regularly. So I just came from downtown. So this is Rouge Hill Station. Came from Union. And actually I didn't have time because I got to the station and the train was leaving right away, so I couldn't grab some food or even do some documenting. But yeah, usually I go under the tunnel all the way down there. But I'm over here, which is kind of cool because then I used to come here. And I'm saying all this because soon we will likely sell the house. And I've always wanted to come here and do this walk along, because this walk apparently takes you across through ravines, by the water. And yeah, and this one takes you all the way to, I think you go all the way to Pickering and beyond. It's like a continuous trail. So this way it goes all the way to Pickering and beyond. And this way you go all the way to, you could actually go all the way to downtown Toronto. So, yeah. So I used to come here, and it's a clear day. It's like 31, 32, something like that today. It's a clear day. And I used to come, even in the winter, I'd come here. Ooh, bushes. Oh, there's a trail right through there. Oh, wow. Okay, all right, boys. I know what you're up to. You know, listen, wherever there are these situations and they're men, you know, shit's going down. And they don't even have to be gay men, just men. Because God knows I've been in situations with men where it's clear that they're not gay men. But, you know, the opportunity is there. And the way patriarchy works is that men have more free movement and just, I think this is for the heck of it. Hey, let's try this thing. Oh, look at this. Look at this. I've never seen that before. What? Trust me to come and have this moment. Wow. Me and my little voyeuristic self. Anyway, so yeah. God, it's insects right away. You know, you want to come to the lake and be by the water, but it's not quite like being at the beach. In the tropics, I guess this is a beach. And again, ever since COVID lockdown, the water has become much cleaner and better to go in, but me still not trust it. So yeah, so it's what it looks like. Yeah, and actually this beach too, you could actually walk all the way through along it. Yeah. Oh, look at these. There's a whole bunch of these. Is it ducks? Or geese? Or Canada geese? These are the baby ones though, or are these just seagulls? Look like they're ducks. Yeah. Ooh, it almost smells like the sea. Yeah, and we always come back to this. I have never seen that before, somebody there like that. Anyway, and then that's the power plant. Pickering Nuclear Power Plant, people. So at any time, you know, we could be nuked. Coastline. And that's Pickering. Pickering Towers. And then beyond is Ajax, then Whitby, and then Oshawa, where my brother is. And then that's the coastline. And then, see, no, you can't. I know a friend of mine who lives in Montreal always loves to do this because they're from the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago originally. And they said whenever they come to Toronto, they like to come by the lake. And just because what they like is, even though they know they're, you know, there's other way at the other end is land because there's just a lake. And there's the US, and then there's like Rochester, and there's other parts of Canada. And then over Seoul, I think you're hitting like, you know, Erie and Buffalo and Rarare. But she says just the fact that you can look out and you don't see any land, it's like, reminds her of being back home, right? Being able to go to the Caribbean Sea or the Atlantic and just stare out and nothing. So that's the vibe. So that's the vibe you're getting here, right? So for a long time when I first moved to Canada, I'd always say the sea. Oh, you know, down by the sea. Because I just, in my head, lake didn't make sense because I didn't grow up with a lake. And so this big body of water, sea or ocean. More sea because we all said Caribbean Sea. But I've discovered that the Caribbean Sea is actually in the Atlantic Ocean. So whether you say sea or ocean when you're in the Caribbean, at least where I am in JA, it no matter. Is it a buoy or is it a boat of some kind? Yeah, so I'm just experiencing this for maybe, there you go, set up, getting a little tan on. I want to say brown, but could be also just Caucasian, olive skin, getting a great tan. All right, let's leave the man alone. He'll soon look up here and cuss me and say, hey, stop filming me. Because then I can be inappropriate that way. All right, so here we go. All right, okay. Ugh. I have to sit up. Ugh. And then I'm gonna make my way home. And I say home because it's my mother. I've never lived there, right? But yet, oh, clear. This is my seat now. It says Bluffs Unstable. Do not enter. But I guess over there that's that little land. So let me just take liberty. Yeah, I guess like here, so you could pitch over here, so. I wonder how he got down there. He probably did a trail. And then there's that, you can go through the bushes there too. All right, let's go back in and find our way. See, you get off and come through. Oh, they're drinking. I couldn't even. So my plan was to have stopped and gotten some water or something. Some drink and some food, some sushi actually. But Kibo does a nice sushi. But we never have no time. We'd have to wait for the next train, which was like another half an hour, but my promise was to get here around, between 1 and 1:30? And so that was the timing that this is going to allow. Like their colors. Hot? Oh, the train's coming. Going downtown, coming east, going west. Okay. Yeah, it's coming. Going westbound from Oshawa, I imagine. And as I was saying, it is hot. It is hot as fire. And by the time I get to my mom's, I'm gonna be sweating because, see, I'm gonna keep saying my mom's, but it's really the house now. All right. And so people come out of there and then they go walking. You can walk all the way along there, and I think down the road you can end up in some of the neighborhoods. And here comes the train. The train, as opposed to the plane. Tattoo. You get that reference? Fantasy Island. Okay, let's go down. This poor phone is eventually gonna probably shut off because it gets really hot. Oh, they're still building an elevator down here. Yeah, because there's no elevators. That's right. Yeah, they're supposed to build. And so if I was gonna catch that train, but I don't need to because just came off the eastbound one. And boy, see that though? Imagine when you're inside this train and you're trying to look out. I hate when they do this stuff because you know it compromises the visibility. Can you imagine being in there? Then you can't see nothing. I'm not a fan. They do it on buses too and streetcars. But they should at least leave the windows. And there it goes. All right, so we're on this side, which actually makes sense to get off this side because if I'm walking, I can just keep going. There it goes. And the other one coming eastbound will probably be along shortly. And let me videotape him. Do 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 do. I didn't even see that somebody was in that car until I saw the finger go up. I need to get some water when I get there or some kind of liquid. Do, 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 do. It's always interesting and fascinating with the way, yeah, that you're going to be in a space, you're videotaping. Most people ignore you, whatever. Other people are very focused on the fact that you're videotaping and that they're going to be on camera. And again, few, like the guy at Soul Summit where he's with a group of his friends, they're like, he almost engaged with the camera, danced with the camera, and then he comes up, why are you videotaping? And to the point where his friends are even going, what the deal? We're in this space. It's what people do. It's a good time. We want to be, so we can say, hey, we saw ourselves on whatever. And he's like, ah. And the same, like your people are covering their face and they're having a whole energy towards you. And it's like the gay panic thing, right? It's like the men who are like, oh, gay people, I want to, you know, and we all go, oh my God, why is it such a deal? You know, there's something about what's going on with you. Beyond, don't get me wrong. I can see if you're in a private space, like some of my friends have sent me things around. Yeah, like if you're inside because I videotape in clubs and parties and stuff. And that I think actually, it's made me think about that if you're in an enclosed space where people think, I've gone somewhere to an event, and especially if there's no signage, because some now you go to some places and it is noted that there is going to be filming and streaming and documenting, right? And even so, I still think when you're in certain spaces, you feel like, I just want to relax and chill and have camera on me the whole time. And that's one thing I also respect is when people come to me and say, hey, I feel, it's okay that you're videotaping whatever, but, it feels like your camera's on me. And then it feels weird, right? And that I get, because it's like, are you surveilling me? Or it feels harassing, actually, because then it feels pervy as well. Like, why are you on me? So, totally. And so, in enclosed spaces, that feels bizarre. And I manage that. But when it's like an open air, outdoors, public space, frankly, cameras are everywhere filming you, and other people are also filming or videotaping. And then there's a whole energy of, you're just like, oh my God. And of course, it's one thing if somebody says to me, of course, if someone puts their hand up, I know they're saying, hey, please don't. You move the camera away. But it's more the people who are then all the energy and gravity and, oh yeah, videotape fine. And I'm just like, but you know what? I've come to terms with the way the world works is that human beings show up in all kinds of ways with all kinds of reasons for why they show up the way they do. I remember this one time I was somewhere and this woman, I think from the far East, the Far East, or because somebody was challenging the term Middle East, and she was saying Middle East in relationship to what, right? And it's a very colonial term. Um, so she was saying North Africa or West Asia. That's right, North Africa, West Asia, to challenge, to be decolonize the language. Anyway, so this young woman was from West Asia, I think more so than North Africa, and she, that's one part. I was kind of dodging my camera at an event, and then she came up and said, "Oh, you know, yeah," she said she's from a part of the world where there's some stuff going on, and I think she's like a refugee, or it was a way of people not knowing where she is. So, and then she explained, and then from then, and of course I hadn't gotten her on camera because she had been kind of dodging, and then she just said, if you can please not, and then I didn't, right? So then, yeah, all that's going on, and we don't know, and people are not going to tell you on their whole business, and people are dodge immigration, people are dodge, people know the end of the world, so all that are gone, and so I guess they're saying can't manage the whole thing, but when in a specific space where I can't manage it, I'm gonna try and manage it. So, hey, to me, it's all good. People have sometimes posted under my videos, can you please take this down? Or can you edit me out of it? Totally fine, because I think everybody has a right to control their image. And yeah, I know that sometimes what ends up happening is I'm struck by, you'll even be out and see certain people videotape people, and they're totally fine. And then you come, and they want you to leave them alone. You're thinking, well, why? And then you think, oh, listen. People have a right to also decide who they want to have them, because sometimes it's a cute guy that they find attractive or a cute girl. So do your best. But I'm going to find you interesting or attractive at all. So, and here's this bus that I occasionally have taken. When I if I'm leaving here to go to Jackie's, I come in, I take it because it goes across Shepherd all the way to Don Mills Center. So it passes by Jackie's residence, and I go there. Or I think I've taken it a couple of times from there to here to see Mom. So I was back and forthing. So all that now shifts because we were in an intense period of all that. And I know part of us were, desiring the day and the time that it would be no more, but the price of it, eh? As my aunt says, the price of love is grief, or grief is the price of love. And I was like, the price to be paid for love. So here we are. And so, they have a pool back here. Oh, nice big yard. Oh, see, my thing is I love all of this, but, I guess it's all relative, but it's so far away from everything. I think I need to, I'm getting there. I'm getting to a point in my life where I could be here. I could be quietly away from the fray. I'm going to my backyard, sit down. The thing that would be nice, that I'm not a fan of, is being in a building where, I like they have this private entertainment. I mean, yes, they have a big old lovely communal garden and spaces and, spaces to meet, to gather. But there's nothing like just in your yard and with your people and do your thing. Oh, look at the trees. Look at how much the trees have grown. Remember when we first came out here, I was just like, oh my God, but I see, I'm appreciating this. These trees are now big trees, even bigger than before. Well, I guess they get bigger every year. Is that Dee arriving or somebody? It might be Claude. Because should be there about 1:30, but it's close to 2 now when he said he'd arrive, so. Yeah, this is great. Now we have trees here. Soon these will be lovely big old trees. Yeah? Just when we will, can you imagine that I will no longer be doing this walk at some point? I might still do it for a little while as we sort and settle things. But this is the first time since, and because we're less concerned now, because my mom is no longer there, and so the issue of safety is not the same. At least it won't be our concern in a little while. That we, even though I think we might hold on till a little bit more property, the prices go up a little bit in this, well, all over, because right now, if I was purchasing now, do way better in terms of what I could get for what I was able to spend. even though I think the interest rates are still not cooperating and are a little bit crazy. Oh, these trees are maturing. But you know what starts to happen sometimes too? As they mature to a certain point, people chop them down. Because like some of these folks who live in these parts of the world, they don't want no tree. Even though I know sometimes it's about the roots start to threaten the property and all kinds of stuff happens. Oh, these neighbors, I guess we should let the neighbors know, like Larry and Jeff, what's happening. Now, they say I always mistake that this is, but it's not us. Hello, we're somewhere else. Should have people on me. Yeah, and then we have a tree by us. I mean, it'd be nice if there was one in the back that flowed over. But at least you could come out here and put your chair down and sit down underneath it. Camper van. Oh, is anybody here? There's no cars. I don't see it. I'm in one there, so, and I do remember the code. I do have the code, so I may have to do a part 2 because I think I have the code. Am I gonna be by myself here? Let's go to the backyard and see for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, so we have some stuff out here. Let's do it out here. And this was, okay, table back of the house. And this little deck, we had a whole thing built over it. And yeah, Mommy was a big garden girl. So we're trying to, it was all, she was here maintaining, and then Frank was a big green grass man, so he did everything to keep it. He'd be quite pissed right now if he saw it. But you know, we came, we did some stuff. And then, but it grew over again. So there's some pull-up weed and lawn mowing to be done. Okay. How does this work? Oh, it's like, what's going on? Yeah. Yeah, that was the stop, because this is the garage. All the clean up stuff still. And then we cleared up all of that. You remember seeing, I don't know, if I didn't think I should put that out. And then still, yeah, so I actually did pretty good because it's much more cleared up than you should have seen it before. So we've been going at it. So up there was packed with stuff. We spent the time getting rid of that stuff. And yeah. Oh, the plants, no plants. Oh. Sean wants us to elect him. Is he a PC candidate? This stuff is here. Okay, I guess I should take that up because the first thing Dan would do is to pick that up. As my mother would do. Oh, look at my sandals. The ones that Queen appropriated. Yes, anyway, I can let go of stuff. So I need to check the code. All right, so we'll do the code and go from there. All right.